let's talk about Slowking. Now, this deck is right up my alley. It's cheeky, it's kind of memey, it has so many fun options to do. I don't know if it's going to be the most meta deck, but I know it's going to be a lot of fun, and that's what I'm here for. Okay, so this deck centers around, well, Slowking. So you take your Slowpoke of choice, and the Slowking we're talking about is the one from Stellar Crown with the ability Seek Inspiration. And Seek Inspiration says, discard the top card of your deck, and if it's a Pokemon without a rule box, you can use one of its attacks as this attack. So as long as there's a Pokemon on top of your deck, which, spoilers, we'll try to make sure there is, you can use one of its attacks. Now, which Pokemon are we going to use to abuse this attack? And here's where the fun begins. But when it comes to Pokemon to include, the world is your cloister. But let's go over some of the ones that I think would be good choices. The kind of most popular one I've been seeing in almost every Slowking deck list I've come across and chatted to people about is the Kyurem from Shrouded Fable. And this Kyurem has the attack Trifrost, which you have to discard all the energy attached to this Pokemon, but it deals 110 damage to 3 Pokemon, which is great because in the Journey Together format, we're losing some of our best bench protection, so this Kyurem can be massive to just snipe things off. I think another great include is the Regigigas from Prismatic Evolutions. The Regigigas has this attack Jewel Breaker, which does 100 damage, but if your opponent's active Pokemon is a Terra Pokemon, it does 230 additional damage. Okay, so against Terra Pokemon, it's doing 330 damage for 2 energy on your Slowking. I love it. And Terra Pokemon are still going to be pretty relevant. I think the Ogerpon deck is going to be really big next format, and Dragapult's going to still be a thing. Another good Pokemon to include is the Conkeldurr from Twilight Masquerade. It has the Gutsy Swing attack, which does 250 damage. And the Conkeldurr, if it was affected by a special condition, you can ignore the energy costs. But we don't care because Slowking's using the attack anyway, so it's just 250. We'll take it. And I think a good problem-solving Pokemon in this deck is the Annihilate from Surging Sparks. It has the Destined Fight attack, which just knocks out both Pokemon. So if you're up against something that you just can't seem to get past, put it on top, discard it, Slowking, kamikazes into the other Pokemon. Sorry, Slowking. Now you may be asking, Pokemon Trainer George, how are you going to make sure that those Pokemon that you want to discard are on the top of your deck? I'm glad you asked. So one of the first ways we're going to try to guarantee that is with the Stadium card, Academy at Night. Academy at Night reads, once during each player's turn, they may put a card from their hand on top of their deck. And what card do you think we're going to be putting on there? One of the Pokemon we want to discard. Okay, perfect. But we need a little bit more than that. And that's why we're also going to be running the Supporter Cypher Maniacs Code Breaking. Code Breaking reads, search your deck for 2 cards, any cards, and put them on top of your deck in any order. And since we need to discard Pokemon to use the attack in the first place, we're going to need some recovery. So I think that's where Night Stretchers, Super Rods, and the A-Spec Max Rod come in handy, just to bring everything back to our hand or deck, just so we can reuse them again if we need to. And I think one of the best draw engines for this deck are the Natu Zatu line with the Clairvoyant Sense, which lets you attach a Psychic Energy to one of your bench Pokemon, and if you do so, you draw 2 cards. So that's the gist of the deck. Fill it up with the best items and trainers you can find, and I guarantee you'll have some fun. If you like this video, drop a like and drop a follow. I'm going to have more of these kind of deck idea videos coming out soon, and comment down below if you have any suggestions. Thanks for watching, Pokemon Trainer George.